Hi again then guys, and welcome to another Horizon 3 speed build, and this time we're going for more of a hardcore, track-focused, small, super lightweight sports car, the BAC Mono, and this is actually one of probably my preferred small track cars in the game. It has fantastic handling, a very mini Formula 1 car kind of vibe to it, in a similar way to something like a Caparo T1 on Forza 6. That car isn't currently on the game. I hope that it is eventually. For now, this is that kind of thing. Very much so a small race car for the road. More so, I would say, than stuff like the Radical RXC, which is kind of a different thing in its own category. That's more like a mini LMP car for the road. Now, as far as the upgrades on this car, some stuff is obvious. And if you've been on the channel before, you already know some of the stuff I'm going to say. Of course, you want all-wheel drive. As far as the engine, I would recommend the V8 race engine conversion. As I just mentioned, all-wheel drive, unless you're opposed to it. I would also recommend the twin-turbo conversion. That's pretty obvious, really. And as far as the rest, you know the drill. Increase the power, lower the weight, etc., etc. Now, as far as the tuning, just before we get into it, you can see that the numbers are very good, especially for a small track car. That top speed in particular is a lot quicker than many of the other small track cars, including the Radical that I mentioned earlier on. It's far faster than that car, and in fact it can actually rival many of the supercars in the game. 264 miles per hour flat out, 1.6 to 60, 3.6 to 100. Good numbers across the board, and the handling is also fantastic as well. Now for the gearbox, I would recommend 3.9 on the final drive, which is quite a bit higher actually than we'd usually have. Then for the individual gears, 2.9, 2, 1.5, 1.17, 0.94 and 0.73. As far as alignment, if you've been on the channel before, you know the drill. If you're new, then what I like to do is keep it very neutral, especially with an all-wheel drive car, because I personally just don't feel the need for camber or caster. Well, caster yes, but camber no, and I never use toe anyway. If you choose to, or if you like to, by all means go ahead. That's just not my preferred method. Now as far as caster, we've got that as low as possible, as you can see, to really increase the car's manoeuvrability. Anti-roll we've got on 18 and 14, springs on 43, 58 and the lowest ride height front and rear. Dampers on 10, 12, 5 and 5, aero as low as possible, because it actually does apply on this car, which is relatively rare on the game. And as far as the diff, we've got 100% on acceleration, 0 on deceleration, and for this particular car, a 75% split in favour of those rear wheels. That gives you that 25% power, etc., grip especially, going to the front, which really helps the launch, because a small lightweight car with a huge amount of power will very easily wheel spin. And although you might be able to control it, you will almost always lose a little bit of time off the line. And in online races in particular, that launch can sometimes mean the difference between getting first out of the first corner or being stuck in a pile-up. So I would always recommend all-wheel drive for that reason, as well as many others. But if you like this tune, you can of course follow this tutorial, which chances are you probably will, or if you just want to get it straight on the car, you can visit my storefront using the keywords in the video description down below to find it. Either way, I hope you find it fun, and it's certainly a very competitive car, and of course you can subscribe or check out the playlist at the end of this video for more tunes like this. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.